Hi everybody, it's Eric from the MMG. We're doing another list of games that I'm excited for in 2022. This time we're focusing in on open world survival games with building and crafting and all that fun stuff. Most of these are going to be multiplayer because in my opinion that's where you can get the best experience out of this type of game. Alright, let's get to the first one on the list. Alright, the first open world survival game that I'm excited about is called Smalland. And if you are familiar with Grounded that came out into early access, I think last year or the year before, it has that vibe, right? Except this is a completely different game. This one looks less backyardish, right? Because you're not in the backyard. More about sci-fi and cool things that that you could do with this small world aspect or approach to the game. This game was actually a Kickstarter that was Kickstarted by a different company, but it got abandoned, and Merge Games actually picked it up and bought the rights to it. And they're actually honoring the old Kickstarters, which I thought was kind of cool. They said some of the rewards you couldn't get because they weren't doing that, but I still thought that was a really cool thing for them to do. And this is just a great idea, and I'm really excited. So this is number one on my list for survival multiplayer games, Smalland. Make sure you add it to your Steam wish list and keep an eye on it for when it releases. Next up is Roots of Pacha. This one I've had my eye on it for a while. It got delayed a little bit, but now it's scheduled to come out in 2022, and I expect it'll be early in 2022 as well. It's got the really cute pixel graphics. It's going to have multiplayer cooperative that you can work together, and this is based off the early days of civilization. So you're going to be more like cavemanish and building structures like that and stuff, which is a unique aspect and something I'm really look forward to checking out and playing. It does look like it's got some exploration and like farming and everything in there that most of these sandbox games have. So yeah, I'm pretty excited for this one, Roots of Pacha, and I do think it'll be out early in the first quarter of 2022. All right, next up on the list is Road to Enen. This one looks like it's got a really cool environment that's unique. It's got some screenshots of underwater exploration, which looks really good. It does kind of have almost the generic look to it that a lot of these games have, which kind of turned me off at first until I started seeing some of the underwater pictures and how good it looked. And it also looks like it's got this neat little like blueprint when you're laying something down, which I really enjoy in these open world survival games. This one is single player and has online cooperative, so kind of think of a game like Green Hell maybe or something like that. It's kind of the approach I think they're going to take to multiplayer. Alright, this is one of the only ones on my list that does not have multiplayer, and we've seen a lot of games, not a lot, we've seen several games come out that try to kind of monopolize that Wild West era, and they just never quite get it right. It's either too buggy, it doesn't have the right features, something's always wrong. This one is Wild West Dynasty, and it just looks really good and really fun. You build your own ranch, provide food and wealth, and soon more settlers will join in your quest for happiness. So you get to manage your Wild West Dynasty. It just looks fun. I love the environment. I love the atmosphere. I hope it does it right and that it steps itself above the rest of them. Again, this is single player, which is very disappointing, but if they do it right, I think it'll be a lot of fun. All right, this next one I am super excited for. Sengoku, or however you say that. I probably murdered it. Apologize. But you experience the adventures in feudal Japan and build your own village in a beautiful oceanside valley. It protects your settlement from the dangers of the war-torn Japan and rise from the simple peasant to man of legends. So this is more of a simulation type game, but it does definitely have the building and management aspect that I like. I guess it's less open world, but it has online cooperative. So I'm going to kind of put it in that category. If you look at some of these screenshots, it just looks really beautiful and really fun. I hope it lives up to the legend that they say that it's going to, because I think this game will be a lot of fun. So make sure you add it to your wish list. I'm going to keep an eye on it for sure. All right, next up is Lightyear Frontier. This one has a very unique graphical approach, and you have mechs. You can see right there in that screenshot. You get to ride mechs around. I mean, how freaking cool is that? It's open world farming, exploration game with crafting, resource management, and base building, and it supports from 1 to 4 players with online cooperative. And you're on an alien planet, and you're riding around in a mech. I mean, it's unique, right? In the fact that there's a mech there. I don't think we've had another open world game quite like that. That's got the crafting and building in it, and I like the focus on exploration. It kind of is my type of open world survival game where that actually matters. So yeah, I'm going to keep an eye on this one. It's called Lightyear Frontier. Right now it just says early access coming. I do expect it to be out hopefully relatively soon in 2022. All right, next up is another single player game. This is one of the few that I said I was going to cover, but this one just looks very unique and cool. It's called Far North Survival. Let me go back to the beginning of this video because you see a little sill here. You're like, oh, look, a seal. You're going to friend it. You know, you're going to tame it. Yeah, it's not going to happen. Bam! Oh, my God. I was like, what? But check this out. You can see the organs. You can pick up what you want out of it. You can feed these companion animals to hunt and help you. I just think it's kind of a unique game like that. Normally, you know, you don't get to pick your organs out. And, you know, you're hunting a lot of nature, a lot of animals. So if you're an animal lover, you might not want to be playing this game. But, you know, it is a game. So as long as you can separate that, I think you're going to have a lot of fun. Because this is a unique environment. It's got you up in the far north. You know, looks like Antarctica or something. It says Arctic Circle right there. I just read that. Yeah, so it looks unique and it looks pretty fun. I'm going to definitely keep my eye on it. Far North Survival. Next up, we have Fractured Veil. This one is in the apocalyptic category, but you're surviving in Maui, right? So you're in Hawaii. It's got definitely got the vibe of it. It looks like it's got zombies, different creatures like that. So very common. I mean, we've seen a lot of these games, but it does look interesting. And some looks more action based than some of the other open world crafting games. This one is less about crafting, more about action and killing zombies and stuff. But I'm definitely going to keep an eye on it. Fractured Veil. Next up is called Survival Machine. This one's got more of a pixel graphics, low poly graphics, I believe. Open world survival game, but it looks very charming. And it's got online cooperative. Looks like you're fighting some zombies. Again, one of the most common tropes for this genre, I believe. But I love the way that the building looks, and these giant machines right here just look awesome. So I want to learn more about them. I don't know if that's something you can build, or like a mobile base, or if that's just something that roams the worlds. It looks unique, and it looks like a lot of fun, and I can't wait to check it out. Survival Machine. Next up, keeping an eye on Sapiens. This one looks like it's a very small indie group that's developing and publishing it, which sometimes can be a no-no. But this game I know has been in development for a long time, so hopefully we get to see it this year. This is more of the early primitive builder kind of era, and it's got some city building aspects and management aspects that look really interesting. It does look like it's online PvP and online cooperative, so it looks like it's got a lot of multiplayer aspects built into it, and I like the way it looks. It looks, you know, unique enough where I think it could be fun. Again, I'm going to keep an eye on this before I make a purchase. Probably won't be buying this one early. I'll probably wait for some reviews just to make sure. But yeah, good luck. I mean, hopefully it comes out and is solid because it looks like it could be a lot of fun. All right, I wasn't sure if I was going to put this one on my list or not, but Teravit looks like a weird mix of like pixel, arc, Minecraft, like the original Minecraft graphic wise. I think that's the kind of the approach that they're going for. But it's definitely got animals in it that kind of look like dinosaurs from pixel art, different things like that. If it's done well and it's fun, I mean, I don't mind any of this, right? It just all kind of depends on how it all kind of flows together. It's got the voxel world that, you know, a lot of people like and enjoy. So it's gonna take a look at it to see you know, how much of it is a genuine experience and isn't just pulling from other aspects of different games. The characters do look unique, which is kind of cool, but the building does look very Minecraft-ish, which is nothing wrong with that. I mean, Minecraft is a fantastic game, but it's been done so many times at this point. You got to have some kind of unique approach to really make your game shine. So we'll take a look at Teravit when it releases, and hopefully it can shine and show us what it has to offer. There's two more games I want to mention. I talked about them in my favorite indie games coming in 2020, so I'm not going to go too much in depth. But the Swordsmen X Survival, keep an eye on it. It looks amazing. Open world survival crafting. And the other one is One Lonely Outpost. I mentioned it as well in the same video. It's kind of like a cooperative version of Stardew Valley, which I know added cooperative, but this is built off of it. It just looks like a lot of fun. All right, that wraps up my favorite open world survival games that I am excited for in 2022. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Please don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe to help us keep growing the community. Have yourself a great day.